Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Janelle, and this is a video that I have seen trending for a little while now, so I thought I have to give this video a try, especially after I saw Amanda did it, and I was like, these are definitely items I no longer buy as well, and I'm so curious what other people don't buy anymore too, so I had to jump on this trend. So this video is all about the 10 items that I no longer buy anymore, but I also threw in 2 items that I do save my money for now that I no longer buy, these 10 items that are on this list. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to share these 10 items with you guys. The first item on the list is shoes. I used to have the hugest problem of going into Winners and Marshalls especially. I mean, I still have a problem always going in the stores, but I'd always go to the shoe department first and look and buy the most random shoes. Like I remember one time I bought a pair of hot pink platform sandals because they were on clearance for like $10. I was like, where am I ever going to wear hot pink sandals? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they end up looking like stripper shoes. I'm not even joking. I don't have them anymore. I sold them to a consignment store. So that is what I'm slowly doing with some of these items. But I still have, I'm looking at my shoes here, like 2 pairs of red shoes, some blue ones, green, some like cowboy type boots that I no longer wear, or I never have worn. So that is one item. I definitely don't buy high heels anymore or random pairs of shoes. On to the second item that I no longer buy is beauty items. And maybe this is because when I first started blogging, I did a lot of beauty products and items. So I have a lot of a stockpile for that. And it's just kind of been sitting there, and I find some of it goes to waste. I've been giving a lot away to friends. So, I mean, that's been helping as well, kind of like limiting the stock. But I find when you have all these items, once again, I'm looking at the items over here, and I personally just find it so overwhelming when there are so many items that you just don't use and they're just sitting there. So I now have a method or a reasoning. If it doesn't have a place or home in the house, I don't want it. So it's got to have a place to go. Next are Knickknacks. Once again, that is Winners and HomeSense, Marshalls, all those places. You go in, you find the most random little items and you'd want to buy it. Or maybe when you're traveling, you want to buy little items. So I no longer buy that anymore. Like, yeah, traveling would be a big one. Now I'm thinking of it. You'd go to like those little like markets and stuff that they would have, and you'd want to buy something that would resemble the trip that you'd remember it by. But then where do you put all these items? Like I have some from Australia when I used to live there. They're like little kangaroos and things like that, but there is no place to put them. They're sitting in a drawer somewhere. I probably can't even tell you right now where they are. But one thing I do buy is postcards when I do travel because it's lightweight, it's easy, and then I write a little memo on the back and add a little like photo to it to kind of remember the trip. So that's what I do instead of buying the Knickknacks. This leads me to magazines. This was something more, I'd say, when I was in my teen years that I definitely bought a lot of. It'd be like if NSYNC was on the cover, I had to have this magazine. I needed it, I wanted it, I had to read everything 100 times. But then they just kept like stocking up. Or Cosmos. Remember Cosmopolitan magazine? I used to buy those all the time as well. But that is just something I don't gravitate to, probably because we're in such a more of a digital age. Everything's online, that I don't find the need to buy that. Speaking of magazines, that brings me to books. I used to have, I think we had a ton of books. Adam is more of a book person than I am. I will admit I'm not a huge reader, but I definitely am trying to get into it more. But I would have like shelves of books that you would never touch. They just sit there, collect dust. So now if I am going to read a book, I really like using a Kindle or an e-reader. I honestly find it more relaxing. I don't know. I know some people still like turning the page, but for me, this is going to sound really weird, but I like having the e-reader. I set it like up on a pillow so I don't have to, because I always read in bed, and then I don't have to touch it. So I can just like lay like curled under the blankets in bed and then just like read the page. And then when I like need to change it, I just like bring my hand out, tap, and then I like go back under the cover, stay warm, and I keep reading. Where a book I have to hold and like flip the pages, and I don't want to do that. It seems like more work. So the e-reader's just easier in the end. Another item I no longer buy are candles. I have a few candles around the house, and I probably still think this way. I'm like, if I put them out, I'm going to use them. Like, I'll get a lighter and I'll set it up and I'll make this nice, like, I don't know, like cozy feel and have the candle going. And I never ever do it. Probably because deep down my fear is like something's going to happen. Scotch is going to run into it, or we're going to throw his toy, he's going to run into it, the candle's going to drop. And then now with Everly, I'm just so terrified of having that in the house and something happening when it's on that we never end up lighting it. So I no longer buy candles anymore. We just end up using the essential oil. Next are fancy soaps. I mean, I still really like them, but this probably comes down to just being more cost effective and more for the environment. I used to always want to buy a ton of those soaps when they'd be on sale. It'd be like 5 for $35 or something like that. And there'd be like different themes for like Christmas, Halloween, they'd have all those out. And yeah, I love them. They smell great. They look really cute. But now I find I've just bought reusable soap dispensers from HomeSense or even at the dollar store. I found really good ones there too. And then you can buy the big jugs of soap, once again, even from the dollar store, but they're like $4, so it's not really $1, but you know what I mean. You can buy the big jugs of soap and then refill it. And I find that so much easier, and yeah, it's more cost effective and it's better for the environment because you're not constantly throwing out those little containers. Next is something that I feel like some people, maybe a lot of people, are going to disagree with, but this is more so for Adam and I, and it's birthday gifts. So we no longer buy big expensive gifts for each other, or really anything. It might be a small little item, but for the most part, we don't get each other gifts for like anniversaries or Christmas. We really don't do that. And this will make more sense when I talk about the 2 items that I do save my money for. So stay tuned for the end, as this will make a little more sense when that comes up. Next is jewelry. I do remember the days of like those big costume jewelry. It would be like the big chunky necklaces and stuff. I remember going on AliExpress or Alibaba, I don't know if you guys know those sites, and I'd buy so many of these necklaces and have a stockpile of them. I recently just got rid of a whole bunch, donated them, second-hand store, and got rid of a bunch. I did keep a few that I have somewhere around here. I think, yeah, I kept a few in here, and my theory was some of them they're just like kind of fun, like big bangles, things like this, just because in a few years, Everly is going to want to play with some costume jewelry, and instead of having to go out and buy a bunch, I figured I might as well just save this for a year, and then she's probably definitely going to want to kind of play with this stuff and dress up. Last but not least, an item that I no longer buy anymore are mix match kitchen items. And this was for a few different things. I was so bad for a while going into the dollar store or any like kitchen department thing, and they would have these little gadgets, and there would be like a plastic onion, and you use that to hold like half your onion that you're gonna save for later, or half a lemon, and it'd be shaped like a lemon or it'd be shaped like a lime. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so cute, I need to have this. No, I don't. I just can wrap it in like plastic wrap or a reusable like plastic bag. I don't know why I kept buying all these items. There would just be so many random kitchen gadgets. And I even did this a few weeks ago. I was in the dollar store and I saw, well, it's always the dollar store. They get you with everything. But it was like a little chopper. You put all like your vegetables or whatever in it, and you like push the button, you're like beep, 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 beep. And it would like chop it all for you. And I was like, this would totally be handy. And I was like, it's only $4. Like, I should totally buy this. And then I really thought about it. I was like, Janelle, do you need more kitchen gadgets? Where are you going to store this? Once again, back to the thing, if it doesn't have a place, you don't need it. There's nowhere to store it. So I put it back. I didn't buy it. And let's be honest, I did not need this item. Now that we've talked about the 10 items that I no longer buy, I'm going to tell you guys the 2 items I do save my money for now. So going back to when I talked about not getting birthday gifts between like Adam and I, especially even Christmas this year, like our family, we're not buying gifts. Okay, but I do have to say, Everly will get gifts. We do for like the little kids in the family, things like that. But for adults, no longer buying a lot of gifts for. So instead of buying gifts, Adam and I like to save our money and go on a trip. We like to, well, this was before the world is what it is right now, but we tried going about 2 trips a year. So instead of buying each other random gifts throughout the year for an anniversary or for a birthday, I guess now like we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, there's so many different things that are coming up within our lives. But we like to save our money and go on a trip because we really like going to somewhere new every time instead of always going to Mexico or Cuba, like the same destination every time. So we've done like Aruba, Bahamas, Bermuda. Basically, I'm trying to work my way through the song, like Aruba, Bahamas, come on pretty mama. So we're trying to work our way through that, is my theory. And it's just fun exploring something new. We both fell in love with travel. It's how we met. We met in Australia. So we just had the travel bug deep down inside of us. That's what we like to spend our money on. Last but not least, an item that I personally like to spend my money on, especially without saving on all these little items, are tech items. I love new cameras, maybe because I'm in like the vlogging world and YouTube. I love cameras, the lighting. I love all that techie stuff. Even like my computer right now, my Mac, it's the little like trackpad isn't working, so I have to use a mouse all the time for it instead. And I just would rather save up and buy myself a really good computer instead of buying all these random items that I don't really need in the house. That is the end of the video. Those are the 10 items I no longer buy and the 2 items I do save my money for now. So let me know in the comments below if you guys agree or disagree with any of these items. And if you've made a similar video, also put that down below as I really want to check it out. Also go check out Amanda's video. It was really good as well. I love listening to what she did buy. There's a few more on there that she mentioned that I definitely don't buy anymore too. So definitely go give her a video a watch. I'll link that down below. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel as I'm back every week with more videos. Usually with my little sidekick, Abby, but she's napping right now, but she's usually tagging along and all this stuff. So make sure you follow along for her little cuteness, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.